fucking rock and roll.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Low Hard Press Show. My name is JC out here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Joined today by my co-host Jeff.
And we get to talk about actually a tournament that's shaping up to be a little bit better than we thought.
Dude, for everyone listening and watching, this is the RBC Heritage preview show out at Hilton Head, Harbor Town Golf Links in beautiful Southern California. No, sorry, South Carolina. It usually is one of those like dead events. It's like for years it was like it was a second tier event. The guys who did well at the Masters, usually that limited field for the Masters, that 82 player field, you get the full field back at a PGA Tour event, and unfortunately sometimes you just don't get the big names. But sure enough, you got defending champion showing up, Webb Simpson. And if you guys recall last year's COVID nonsense, they actually pushed the event back into June. So yeah, big field this week. We got a bunch of notables to include like Sergio Garcia. You got Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa, Lee Westwood, Will Zalatoris, and you got Abraham Ancer, Patrick Cantlay, Paul Casey, couple pretty big names. And I mean, this is definitely not a week you look forward to for the most part. I mean, it's almost one of those weeks that you could take off. But I actually like watching Hilton Head. I like the small greens. I like the venue. It's kind of close to my home. Maybe one of these days I'll go take the drive and go visit that place. But Jeff, I mean, Harbor Town Golf Links, RBC Heritage, and this is an event. Are you going to watch a lot of?
I think I am. I really do. Because it's a good field. It's a birdie fest. I mean, it's going to be kind of the opposite of what happened at the Masters last week. The guys aren't going to be struggling that much for the majority of them. I think 20 under, 22 under, something like that, won it last year with Webb. But here's the thing: you brought it up. You live kind of close to this course, so I did a little research on it, and I found out that it's public. First off, which is kind of cool, and second off, it's not that bad. I mean, $289 on a weekend to play out there, that's not bad.
Affordable.
I mean, that's Edgewood. Yeah, that's Edgewood round. I mean, I think that's something that maybe in the future we make that happen.
I don't want to call it the Aloha Press Classic, but we might make it the Lighthouse Classic or something entertaining. It absolutely is affordable, and it's one of those things that you realize that South Carolina is absolutely beautiful. That place, Hilton Head, is just a mecca of golf. I've never been there, but I've got buddies that have, and it's pretty remarkable down there.
Well, and I looked. I mean, I know it's got a couple other courses for the resort. I mean, I'm sure they're a little bit cheaper. That you can make that a 3-round, 3 different course tournament. Freaking good to go.
Oh, it would be absolutely amazing. So, I mean, speaking of tournaments, I know we're in the preview show for the old Hilton Head, but if you're not going to Cancun, you might as well join us out at beautiful Castle Oaks for the home game. It's an event we're gonna do, 1-day event, 2-man, 2-woman, best ball, 4-ball tournament. It's gonna be really inexpensive, good day of golf. Jeff, let's get into RPC Heritage. I mean, it is what it was last year. It's a pretty cool golf course. We're probably not going to watch a ton of it, but it is going to be at least competitive. I mean, hell, you would love to see how Will Zalatoris reacts from his, now breaking into like the top 30 of the world. You've got guys who just absolutely played like dog shit last week, like Sergio and Dustin Johnson, and you've got Billy Horschel, who we'll get into later in these episodes in the YouTube show. But even like Brian Harmon, I mean, so the real question is this, Jeff. I mean, who are you going to take? Who do you got this week when it comes to the RBC Heritage?
The thing is, when we did our show Sunday night after the Masters, I had 2 picks in my mind. We didn't get to that part, because we're going to come back today and do it. And I flipped from those picks. I've gone through like 4 picks already, and I'm going to settle on one. I wanted to take Will. I love Will Zalatoris. That fucking boy. I hope he plays well. I had Corey Connors on my mind. I had defending champion on my mind for a little bit there, but a guy that stirred up a little bit of controversy last week, played pretty good still, even for what was going on. I'm going to go with old Abraham Ancer, and see if he can get it done. See if he can get it done. Not necessarily win, but beat your guy. Get me back to even, because I'm still a bottle down, even with the 4 or 5 bets we had last week. But I think DJ is going to come out and fucking play hot the first couple of days at least. He's I'm assuming he's a little upset with his performance defending at the Masters.
I would disagree with you. Yes, Dustin Johnson's definitely favored. He's a 10-1 going in this week, but I don't think he's that excited to show up at a vacation style golf course and play particularly well. Like, I am absolutely surprised he's even showing up. I don't think his putting is in line like it was last week. Last week's putting was just horrible. But I mean, maybe, you never know. It's one of those events that we kind of joked like it was a relatively easy golf course. But you know, we've got a buddy who's played this particular golf course, and he said from the back tees, it's absolutely a nightmare. It is full of trees, lots of water. With that being said, I'm going with a guy who is, you know, last June finished about T3. Okay, another. You know, played pretty well last week. You know, didn't make any big waves, didn't do anything crazy stupid, but he's sitting at 25-1. I'm going with Terrell Hatton. He about won it last year, lost by like 2 strokes. He was beating himself with his sand wedge coming down the stretch, and I think he's gonna have a repeat performance. I don't think he's gonna particularly win. I think he's at least gonna beat Abraham Answer.
I think this time last year, when this tournament happened in June, I think that's when you kind of jumped on the Terrell Hatton bandwagon, because he's been your boy for a while now. A couple picks, the hot or not with his lady, and now he's getting picked again. So I like that pick. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna make viewing hopefully good because he's gonna have some antics out there and, you know, screw up a little bit and maybe throw clubs and cuss and scream. Who cares?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun event for the most part. I do enjoy like the scenery and like everything going on in South Carolina. It's absolutely one of the most beautiful places. You're gonna have lots of shots of, you know, the fucking ocean and the tower and all that stuff. They're playing for $7.1 million, and you guys can check it out on